Coronavirus pandemic is taking a staggering toll on the United States tonight, even as new cases are easing in parts of the country. We're joined now by the mayor of Phoenix, Arizona, Kate Gallego. Mayor Gallego, thanks so much for joining us. As you know, Dr. Fauci is pointing to your state as an example of turning things around following a coronavirus surge. The number of new cases per day is showing some very encouraging signs, but you're warning your community that you still have a long way to go in this fight against the virus. Isn't that right?
Yes, we absolutely still have to be vigilant. We do not have a statewide mask requirement in Arizona. We have seen a decline in new cases, but we've also seen a decline in new tests. Arizona, if you opened up our newspaper this morning, the headline was that we led in pediatric COVID-19 cases, according to a report from the American Academy of Pediatrics. So we have been able to decline in hospitalizations and some metrics, but we have to continue to be vigilant. We have some tough data right now, and we are not through this in any way.
And the top doctor also says he's seeing troubling indicators that other areas of the country are poised for surges. What is your advice to mayors who are seeing early signs of an uptick in their communities?
I understand that everyone is frustrated. People want to go back to 2019. But we have to be vigilant. So I would tell other mayors, get out there early and communicate consistently. You should share real data about what you're seeing in your hospitals and how we have to give our nurses and doctors a fighting chance. We need to be consistent about masks and social distancing. I understand it's summer and back to school, but wherever possible, if people can stay home, that is still the safest.
And the president admits he does not want to fund the post office. Getting to the subject of mail-in voting in the election, we just saw the president talk about this during his press conference. He says he doesn't want to have funding for the post office because he doesn't want to have mail-in voting in this country. What do you see? What do you hear when you hear the president use that kind of language?
I am very concerned about that. Absentee ballots have been an important part of voting in Arizona. We were one of the first states where anyone could vote by mail without an excuse. In my county, which is a very large county, the second largest voting jurisdiction, over 75% of our voters are on the permanent early voter list. In my own election, more than 95% of the votes were cast by mail. Arizonans are used to voting by mail. We need a strong postal service, but it's a system that works, and it's elected a wide variety of different elected officials from different partisan backgrounds. We have Democrats, we have Republicans. It's not a one-party system, but it is a system that makes sense during a pandemic. And
the president said that he likes Arizona's vote-by-mail system, but if you don't have adequate funding for the Postal Service, might you have some problems?
The men and women of the U.S. Postal Service have been doing heroic work during COVID-19. So many more of our residents are using mail delivery for not just voting, but to continue economic activity. They deserve our support even if there wasn't an election. But we need to make sure they have the support to get the ballots out and returned on time. In Arizona, if your ballot is not received by Election Day, it does not count. We've been doing this on time with great results, but we need a federal partner to continue that.
And I wonder what you make of these racist and sexist attacks the president and some fellow Republicans have hurled toward Kamala Harris in the wake of her selection as being Joe Biden's running mate. It hasn't been very long, and yet we're seeing these attacks escalate. What are your thoughts on that?
It is deeply disappointing. I can't say I'm terribly surprised that a woman would receive such sexist and also racist attacks. The now deleted tweet from a member of the president's own family saying she was horrible and spelling it whore. That's just beneath us. It's deeply disappointing and upsetting. We deserve better in the United States of America.
And Biden and Harris participated in their own coronavirus briefing today. Did you see a contrast between their response to the pandemic and how the White House is responding?
Absolutely. It was consistent messaging. They are willing to ask Americans to do things that are difficult, but that will save lives. We've really struggled with a federal partner out here. I had people living near my own home who waited 8, 10, 13 hours to get a test. We saw a clear message that this ticket will use the resources of the United States of America to help mayors and others who need to deliver for their communities. We have not had one of the best responses as the United States of America compared to other countries, yet we had so many more resources. So I'm looking forward to being able to vote for a ticket that will help and be a partner to those of us in local government and just our residents who are struggling to stay healthy.